Well, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Apologize for the delay there. I got stuck in the coffee line. Normally I give myself about 15 minutes prior to start. Walk right down there a couple blocks. Apparently I got right behind the wrong group of people, so that took a little bit longer than normal. However, pays to be a local because they actually brought mine out first. So it was that was the reason for the delay. I do apologize for that, but we're set up to go. We are back in the MD-80, and yes, I think I love this airplane, y'all. I really do. I think I love this airplane. It's old. It looks awful. The textures are terrible. The default sounds are terrible. You'll grow gray hair trying to figure out how to get a livery installed. It might brick your entire simulation if you put a livery that's not compatible in there, but if you do get it working, it's pretty fun. So there we are, here we are, and we are in the lovely V-Pilot Designs Bogota terminal here. We're sitting over here at gate 44, I think, or somewhere around there. But this airport recently released for 2024 native. I highly recommend you check it out. I know we're at the heavy gates right now. We're actually at a medium slash heavy gate, but that's because I wanted to be here with the actual Bogota terminal here. It's pretty darn cool looking. They got the pictures in there, the Columbia V-Pilot designs on the background there, and just the El Dorado up there on the, let me zoom in on for you, right there. Boom, look at that. So cool. So this is a really nice rendition for 2024. I rocked the 2020 version, but this one is for 2024. This is the 2024 version, and I absolutely love it. So we're going to be taxiing off out of here. I don't know if we'll have time for the return leg. I was hoping we'll be able to come back into Bogota. We'll see how it plays out, but we are heading over to one of my favorite little airports. That is Pasto Antonio Nariño, SKPS, and it is absolutely a fun little flight. Now, Morgus once said it's not worth his time, so I went ahead and just banned him from the channel because his comment is not worth me reading. So he will no longer be able to comment here. Don't know what that's all about. We don't have time for that kind of nonsense. But everybody else, welcome in to the stream. It should be a fun one. Have I ever flown to Pasto IRL? No, I have not. So it is actually, it's something that I would like to do. It's kind of on the bucket list for me, if you will. So you could see here, I did, our delay was for our maintenance here. Not my coffee at all. Wasn't my coffee. It wasn't because the captain was waiting for coffee. It's because we have maintenance here on the engine. So that's what we're going to put the delay on. I'm going to take a sip, and we're going to get this puppy fired up and head on over. Oh, have we ever flown in a Pasto? Yes, we have multiple times. Yeah, Zach. I've never taken an MD-80 there, so I'm challenged. This might be a little bit challenging. Now, Avianca, I believe they used to or still take one of the only 319 IAE Sharklets into Pasto. I don't know if they still do or not, but that was kind of like the Pasto bird, I thought. So, but this is definitely a channel favorite. I absolutely love the scenery out here. Love flying in South America. I love the challenge of it. Love the high density altitude. As far as in sim, you know, being in sim, getting to see it play out, it's just different. It's totally different. Landing at 7,000 foot, you know, 8,000 foot density altitude. It's completely different than landing down at sea level. So we do have a payware, Bills Mafia. We have payware both, and I believe I have the Takeoff Studios Pasto installed. I have one of them installed as well, so we do have a payware scenery up there in Pasto. Now, again, Zach, and for anybody else that has not flown a Pasto, SKPS, the flight tracker cam is up. You can check it out. It's a short flight from Bogota, but you could do a fun, you know, two-legger there and back. The approach landing north is phenomenal. You're descending down into terrain, and it's really neat. The big valleys and gorges there, so it's excellent. It's excellent. It's excellent. Jay Foot, what's up, man? Just need a Zobo to give us a world update, Columbia. Yes, we do need a world update, Columbia. That would be absolutely awesome. Will, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Says Mad Dog for the Mad Dog. All right. Thank you, Will. Appreciate you. Aggressive LOD situation going on here when you load into the Mad Dog, but maybe Sim Update 3, chat. Maybe Sim Update 3 will be the fix that we all need, right? So let's go ahead and get the airplane fired up. I haven't flown it off stream, so AJ's favorite, you know, I haven't flown it since I've flown it last. But we'll try to get it. I'll try to get everything back on here. I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's this livery. This is a very old livery for 2000, for 2020 sim, and I think it might be causing some issues with camera transitions. Unfortunately, we just don't have any really good 2024 liveries for the Mad Dog. I think there's a handful from J Aviation that are, or Mike V maybe, and that are really good for 2024. But the other ones, they're all for 2020. And whenever I load into them, my performance is not very good. As opposed to the U.S. Air livery that we flew that was made for 2024, that perf was pretty darn good. Every time Adobe updates sceneries, it breaks paywares. Yeah. Yeah, I know, man. Here's what I want to know. I posted it in the Discord. I've spent 2 hours today trying to bind feather levers, or trying to get my propellers to feather with SPAD. Why is it we're in year 2025 and Adobe cannot give us a native binding for feather propeller 1, feather propeller 2? Someone needs to make a wish list post on the Microsoft. I even signed up and tried to post on the Microsoft forum to make a wish list post, and I was going to rally the troops of my subscribers to upvote it. But you have to wait for like some reputation to be able to post. So I still can't post. But if you make a post, you got to be specific. Put it on the wish list and say, we need native propeller feather bindings in the sim. Feather propeller 1, feather propeller 2, and if you feel extra aggressive... Engine 1 beta, engine 2 beta.
Into the hardware channel earlier was about an hour away from ordering. Thanks for the heads up.
Uh-oh, who's that? I don't know who that is. I have to go back and check. Thank you for the bank angle check, whoever that was. Why can't I read that one? Let me see. Stand by. I'm going to fix this before we go. I got 2024 per your advice. The control settings doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does not. It will, though. I promise you, it will. Let's see. Who was that? That was Eamon Burke. Sent a scam throttle into the hardware channel. Oh. An order away from Order Day. Oh, Eamon Burke. Thank you for the $3 bank angle check, man. I got it. I can read the history now. Eamon Burke. It's not necessarily a scam throttle. Are you going to the expo? Because if you're going to the expo, there'll be more information about it. Listen. For the price that they're asking, I would just hang tight, my friend. I would just hang tight. But thank you so much for the $3 bank angle check, my friend. All right. Y'all invited for a whiskey tasting here tonight? MC, I am. Oh, well, I heard the whiskey tasting is going to be tonight on our way to Miami in the Starship. So we're going to want to not miss that one. That's where I'm going for my whiskey tasting. All right, let's go ahead and get everything fired up here. Will dropping 5 gifted memberships. Will, thank you so much, my man, for the 5 gifted memberships to the channel, dude. Very, very kind. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your support. All right, that's coming up. We'll do system 1, system 2, overspeed, check, logo light can come on, cockpit flood, thunderstorm, those all stay off, anti-skid is in the arm, yaw damper is on. Going back up here, and once those all look normal, we'll go ahead and go primary cycle that to standby. Landing field elevation is pretty high, right? So I'm gonna set... This is times 100, so that's 2,000. So let's see, 50, 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000. I was right. Yeah, it's way up there, man. Is this right? Yeah, it is. We'll look up the field elevation here in a minute. I'm going to set 4,000 feet because I have to double check, but we'll set close to 4,100 or so right now. Magic Barrel ref has been set. Come back down here. Let's get the pause and knit going on. We'll go pause and knit. We'll take the GNS position. Boom. Route. Load that up. Now, this is the MD-80. So we have to do it our old school way. We'll go over here to the index page. We'll go ahead and do, actually we'll go to the menu. We'll go to ACARS, AOC, pre-flight, a NIT request. We'll get that information pulled over. We can go ahead and start getting SCIBO loaded up here. So Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar, SCIBO to Pasto, SKPS. And taking a look, there is nobody on the line, so for departures, we have planned runway 04 right on the Vapor 4 on 04 right. Really? Is that what we're blasting off? 04 right, huh? 04 right seems incorrect. Let's come over here. It should be... There is no 04 right. So that's definitely a problem. What is my sim brief doing here? Oh, 3-2 left on the Vapo for Romeo. Much better. 3-2 left, which is down here. Yes, 3-2 left is what we want, right? Actually, we kind of want 1-4 left. We want 1-4 left. There's our init request coming in. Let's do 1-4 left. We're going to depart 1-4 left. Departures, SCIBO, a 1-4 left. Next page, next page, next page. A Vapo for a Romeo. It looks much better. And then we're going to a Vapom. Victor Alpha. Oh, that's not in there. We'll just go ahead and load that in. Activate. Execute. And then... So from the Vapom fix, here's our crew message. We'll initialize you. We can print it off if you wanted to. We'll also come back. We'll go to pre-flight flight plan request. And you know what we should also start doing is start the boarding process while we're looking at it. So we'll come to aircraft services. We'll start the boarding. Ground, we'll go ahead and field requested. We'll go ahead and start that. As far as maintenance, we'll close that engine cowling. Looks like maintenance is done with the engine cowling. Go back here to the charts page, SID. I pinned the SCIBO. This doesn't have runways. Yeah, 3-2. Left. Vapom. All right, and then we'll load in the rest of our fixes. So next page. Will, thank you for the 5 super chat. If I guessed what company you fly for incorrectly, you have to fly the Starship only from now on. My guess is Ryanair. Safe flight today, Captain. Hey, Will, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support and the $5 super chat. Listen, I actually just did a little quick Starship video. I'll upload that one here. Probably not of interest to the hardcore Starship viewers, but I just did a little quick how to get going from cold and dark to engines running and taking off, so we can, no flight plan or anything like that, just so you can get used to flying the aircraft. And then, of course, there'll be more detailed stuff to come out. But yes, I do love the Starship. It is way more... I don't know. It's way more... I don't want to say more fun to fly, because it is more fun. But it's just... It blew me away, and I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to it. All right. Orega, O-R-E-G-A... is the next fix. Boom, direct, execute after Orega, Papa November, and then we're going to the VOR. We'll execute, oh my goodness. Which one are you? This one? Let's see. 108 miles, that checks, okay. And then Mark, M-E-R, Mike Echo Romeo. Hope it's this one. Mike Echo Romeo, execute. And then we'll go to the departure arrival index. And we'll go for 02 off of Pasto. SKPS RNAV 02. Mike Echo Romeo, execute. No arrival. We're going to go from the VOR full procedure in. So that looks good for the flight plan. Go over to the index page, then we'll go to perf, and here is our flight plan. We'll go ahead and print that if necessary. Do we have preliminary weights? There are our preliminary weights. So our cruise altitude that we filed is 30... Really? It's high. Yeah, I guess we'll get up there. 32,000 feet. Flight level 320. Scheduled fuel today. We're burning 57. Block of 14.6 with no fuel burn. So 14.6/N for no scheduling. Zero fuel weight. 103.8. Reserve fuel 1,000 pounds. Cost index 35 is fine. That all looks good. Takeoff speeds. We're going to come back to this here in a moment. So with that all done, we'll get working on this. PMDG in the house. Oh goodness gracious, this is not a good stream. Of PMDG watching. Mad Dog, this is precisely what I need on the TV while working this afternoon. What's going on, Mr. Randazzo? Well, you're about to watch me butcher the MD-80, so watch with caution. Congrats on finally getting a 777 whiskey out, says Alexander. Yeah, well, 777 whiskey did release. Is that someone was saying that earlier? So is it out? Yeah, I think it is. I also saw, was there an OC Op Center update today as well? I'll have to get on that. How's the MD-80, Captain Morphus? I've talked about it multiple times, man. It's the Leonardo specifically is extremely frustrating to get working in 2024 with liveries and just the way it does things. If you can get it running and you can look past the textures from 2009, it's a pretty dang good airplane. There's some good simulation going on, but like I said, you got to get past some of those initial hiccups, if you will. All right, let's do some weight and balance. This is what we're looking for. We got our SimBrief OFP. Confirmed that's Avianca 357, weights in pounds, so that all checks. Zero fuel weight, CG is going to be 13.6. Let's go to perf takeoff. We're skibo. We've changed the runway now to 3-2 left. Flaps optimum. Dry. Winds are calm. QNH. Let's do a Magic Barrel ref update. It's actually 2.9. Do we have live weather on here? We don't. Okay, there we go. Let's get live weather on there. I was messing around with taking screenshots. All right, live weather now is 3035. That will actually make a difference. 3-2 left. QNH 3035. We'll enter that in there. OAT. Outside air temp is 16 degrees. So we'll just call it 16 Celsius. Enter you. Not going to force normal takeoff. Anti-ice off. Packs on. Takeoff weight. Let's see. 119.6. 119.671. Runway length, we're doing full length. Calculate that. We're doing flaps 3.5. Selected D-rate 19, which is within 10 of our actual outside air temp, so we're not going to derate at all. We'll do a max TO, no derate on this one. So 3.5 on the flap, and there are our speeds. Let me go back here, 3.5 and 13.6. All right. Flap 3.5. 13.6 on the CG here. Why does it move so quick? Did they miss? Where's 13? 13.6. All right, moving the trim. All right, now I'm also getting kind of hot while we're sitting here, so let's just get the APU up and running. We'll go APU here. We don't need the start pump. We'll go ahead and run start. We're going to get some air flowing in here. All right, 3.5, no dial flap. I know, it's unfortunate. Just finished yesterday's Starship stream. Can't wait to throw some Phil Collins in the tape deck and do a few Belize to Key West routes. I know it, man. I know it. We might take our Starship after Miami tonight. We might go a little bit east towards the Caribbean islands, and it's going to be pretty sweet, man. John, what's going on, man? Welcome in, sir. Summer Sun, Whiskey, and V1. Could it be any better? That sounds pretty good to me, McAllen. Thanks for joining in. Where's my whiskey, though? Starship St. Martin when? It could make it. Man, this Starship, I was looking at the range. That Starship's got some serious range on it. Pretty good. Alright, FT Sim sounds on the APU are okay. You know, it's better than default. If you didn't have FT Sim sounds, you wouldn't hear any APU spool up, so I guess beggars can't be choosers here. APU is up and running. We're going to put the air conditioning on. Now, we're not going to get any bleed supply right away because it actually takes some time to build up in the ducts, which is accurate, according to my understanding. We're going to close these. We're going to put high pressure bleed to auto for right now. APU is up and running. We might as well get on the APU bus. With that, we can turn the external power bus off. Verify we have volts, amps. That checks. Come back over here to the ground ceviches. On the aircraft ceviches, rather. Boarding has been completed. We'll pull the GPU. Go back to door stair. We'll close the aft stair. DB Cooper doors are closing. We get hydraulic pumps trans, aux pump on. Those are both high. No ATC. We'll set our top altitude to flight level 320. And flight director, and we'll push that 320. Heading out, we'll check all that here in a minute. That is all looking good, and I should have put the position light on. That's on me. Pause light is on. Power back? Is there any other way? Of course we're power backing. Of course we're power backing. Now, as far as flap 3.5, we are going to dial it in real little here, just a little bit of flap. 3.5 dialed in for takeoff.
The traffic coming, 85, pushing back.
Alright, we got Avianca pushing back next to us. We put in our squawk code 2000, no auto ATC. That's going to TAR. What happened to my squawk code there? Oh, it's running through a test.
TCAS system test.
I didn't know that's how I configured the test. Cool. TCAS test, okay. Zoom our range down on here. Oh, I got to put the V-speeds in that we calculated. We got 34, 40, and 49. 34, 40, and 49. Wait, what? 34, 40, and 49. That makes more sense. 34, 40, 49, 118.4. We need to set the... Oh, that's just the gross weight is going to be wrong on this because I didn't set this. Zero fuel was 138. Just takes. It won't. It's not too far. We can set it like this. 103.8. All right, we're doing TO, no flex because we're inside of 10 degrees OAT. So that is all set up. We're just getting ready for pushback and start now. I think we're looking good. Let's come back up. Let's prep for the start. So we'll go ahead and isolate. Start pressure is up. Let's go ahead and get our fuel tank pumps on. Get the seatbelt sign on. That goes to captain. We'll get windshield after start. Reset the cabin attendant. Reset the ACARS message. And we're ready to go. Bogota traffic, Avianca 357, going to be starting 2 engines here at 43 for a power back for 32 left, Bogota. Alright, the anti-collision light is connected to your chocks, which is a pretty interesting way of doing things. So, turn the anti-collision light on, the chocks will disappear. Alright, we're ready for engine start. Starting engine 2. Confirm park brake is set. Confirm park brake is set. Here we go. Starting engine 2. We will go ignition system B today. Bleed pressure check. Turn it 2. Get all the way up there to motoring, 20%. Fuel on. Fighter Flight, Starship, or Duke? Sophie's choice. Oh man. Oh man. Dukes because you have multiple airplanes. Fighter Flight. That's the only reason I say that. I don't know. Fighter Flight. Tomorrow I might pick Starship. Don't ask me that question. But if you're, I don't know, dude. I'll tell you this, Fighter Flight. The Starship is more advanced than the Dukes right now, just because of its native implementation of 24 and just a lot of the stuff that Nick's been doing. So we just cooked our number 2 starter. That's on me. All right, here we go. Starting engine 1. But yeah, Fighter Flight. I can't give you a good answer, man. I promise you, you will not be disappointed no matter which way you go. You will not be disappointed either way, my friend. %, N2. Starter valve open. Fuel on. Light up. Is it too loud for y'all? I can turn it down. That sounds interesting. Why did we have a power bus transfer? I didn't do anything. What happened there? Oh, that's right. We're not in a 737. It automatically picks it up. No, it doesn't. Really? Yeah, it does. Oh, you know who does that differently? It's the DC-9. The DC-9 that we have, you have to put the, you reset and put the gens on. Alright, that is a Sukhoi next to me, isn't it, Dale? I thought it was. Alright, we got 2 good starts. APU air is coming off. Yeah, we'll just shut down the APU and then we might have to turn the packs off and see. Alright, we got 2 good starts. Let me just confirm my overhead power. DC left, DC right. Alright, that all looks good up there. Overhead panel is a normal. Those are closed. We'll go ahead and put high pressure bleed back to auto. We're on fan. Ram air is off. We're all looking good. Alright. Bogota traffic, Avianca 357 to be power back on runway 34. Alright, you ready, chat? Here we go. Go ahead and bring up the cams. Brakes released. Buckets are out. Here we go. Hold on to your ears. Should probably be looking behind the aircraft, you know? Brake set, reverser stowed. All right, we got we got a good power back. Park brake is set. We're doing flaps 3.5, which is going to look really mid, but that's all we got. I think it's only 2 clicks. Here we go. That's it. That's 3.5. That's 11. That's too much. Yeah, we were right. 3.5 is right there. That's gross. Alright, flight controls check. Brakes released. Let's do a takeoff config. Yeah, that's the right trim setting. Goodness me. Here we go. Bogota traffic, Avianca 357 taxi, runway 32 left. Alright, those are coming on. We got 42 different nose lights. Those are coming on. Please tell me nose wheel steering is working. It looked like it was working during the pushback. It appears to be working now. We got a thunderstorm coming in here. Who dropped 10 gifted subs? Blackbird Controls dropping the 10 gifted subs. Hey, Blackbird, when are we going to get MD-80 throttles, man? Good to see you, man. Dude, I was hurting this morning. We stayed up pretty late last night. At least my time. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs for Blackbird Controls, dude. Appreciate you. Why don't I have takeoff config? TO. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right, 320 set. Takeoff. We're going to be LNAV off the ground, so we can arm.
Toga charge traffic, Republic
that.
Code 1481. Pushback off stand point for.
VOR fail is normal. We'll spin the.
Tax traffic, Avianca 3662, go taxi Bravo Niner and Alpha runway 14 left, Bogota.
Wait, everyone's going to 14 left now? Is everybody going to 14 left for departure?
Yep.
All right, we got to change. Let's just reset some stuff here.
Which runway were y'all flying?
Okay. No, 14 left. Yeah, 14 left works. All right, 14 left. I was saying 3-2. I was confusing everybody else. We're going 14 left. That's my mistake. Yeah, we're going 14 left. 14 left. That's it, 3.5. That's what she said. Oh, savage, man. Savage. Alright, let's go ahead and reset you, though. Alright, takeoff. 320 is armed. Flight control check. Takeoff config check. Weather radar doesn't work. I think we're pretty much good. Our speeds are set. There goes the Bogota terminal looking fantastic. Love the glass. The glass color is hard to get right. They did a great job there, V-Pilot Designs. The color of the glass. Your Skibo can tell you the OAT? Is there like an OAT gauge? Might not have seen it when I got up close. It does work in the MDV pilot? Oh. We'll power you on. Weather T. For some reason I thought it didn't. Highball, yeah, the scenery is pretty sweet, man. I love Bogota. I love South America flying, man. Look at the nice little drainage ditch here they got modeled. That's pretty good. Alright. We're going to make a right on Alpha. Join Alpha 4. 14 left. Alpha 4, Alpha 14 left. Here we go. MCP speed. We do need to set you. I'm gonna leave it at 100 here because I want to verify with the chart. I want to just so as a reminder. Couple going to 14 right down there. It looks like. All right, let me look at the SID real quick. That's the wrong chart. Something is not jiving up here, chat. We gotta figure this out when we get to the whole short line. Something is not jiving with what we have in the box. It's user error. This is showing 14 left, BO908 to SOA. I got 14 left down there on the plan view, but we gotta do some cross-checking here before we blast off. Something's not right. .14 left northbound, 14 right southbound. If you're heading to SKPS, usually 14 right would be the runway. I gotcha. I'll just stagger my departure. Anyone on the right side. I'm not concerned about. I'm more concerned with what chart I have up and what chart I have in the box. It's just something they're not matching up. Let's not JetBlue it. Peter, did anybody find out what was going on with that? I think it was somebody said something about nose wheel steering. They lost nose wheel steering in the rollout. Kind of makes you wonder, did they lose braking too? I don't know. I don't know the 220 systems at all, so it'd be a good question for Wingnut. Nose wheel steering failed, so they went into the dirt, huh? Interesting. You also heard that the pilot flying kablamoed it into the runway? How would you handle something that's not right IRL? LW, just the way I'm going to do it right now. And Tower, Bianca 357. We need a minute here short of runway 14 left. We got to work something out of the box. Bianca 357 right here. Let me know when you're ready to go. Take Alpha 2 so you don't block Alpha 1. Right here. Alright, we're going to hold short here, Alpha 2. And I'll show you how. This is how we do it right here. If something's not right, when I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies, we're going to stop, we're going to set the brake, and we're going to figure it out before we go anywhere. Alright. So, we have 1-4 left. Our speeds are for 1-4 left. We're at 1-4 left. We want to depart 1-4 left. Vapor for Romeo. This doesn't show 1-4 left. This is Vapom. Let me go back to SIDS. Try the 10-3F. I think I'm on the wrong. Yeah, I think you're onto something. This is the 10-3 Echo, 10-3F, Vapom 4, RNAV 4, 1-4. This is the one we need. That's the one we need. So, 1-4 left. This is why you would depart 1-4 right, because they wouldn't want you crossing the center lines, that's pretty standard. Same here with Dallas. They always change that up on you. So it's all right. We're going to stagger with the right departures. Max 205, BO908. That checks. So max 205 all the way around until we get to the Bravo Oscar 908. And then we're tracking outbound. So if we're looking at Bravo 908, SOA joining the airway, 205 max speed is what we're looking for. Okay. Beautiful. We'll leave that chart up. We'll go ahead and set our V2 speed. I feel better about it now. Let's go back to our index. Let's go to perf takeoff. V2 149 plus 10. We'll set 159 in the speed window. 159 is set. We'll get the auto throttle and the takeoff roll. 320 takeoff. Nav is armed. All right. You ready? Bogota traffic. Avianca 357 going to line up runway 14 left. Traffic departing 14 right. Please advise. Here we go. That's coming on. These are coming on. That's coming on. On. Let's go. Brakes release. We're rolling.
Traffic at Bianca 8585. We're departing 32 left.
All right, so he's departing opposite direction, south complex. Oh, look at the 7-2 behind us. PMDG 727 when? PMDG MD-11 one? J41 one? Look at that. I love seeing those 7.2s though. That is so cool. V-speeds on airspeed. We got 159. Alright, now I'll spin this heading bug all the way around. I'm probably going to do it with this. You need to start your roll in Venezuela? Oh, a PMDG 717? That would be something. Alright. Runway heading, 135, checks. Alright, y'all ready? Where are the lights? Where are the lights for this? We need to turn some of these panel lights up, man. Flying over here bat mode. All right, now I can read some instruments. Here we go. Rubberenda says no. I think we should do a poll. I think PMDG should do 717. Right? Should we poll that? If it hits 300 votes, PMDG has to do it. All right, here we go. Spool 'em up 50. Yoga's in chat. We're rolling. Godspeed. Last time I took off out of this airport, we crashed 3 times. Auto, throttle, Eeper, Tio. Yoga.
Takeoff thrust set.
All right, little nose forward. Pressure on the yoke.
Traffic copy on 6652.
I love the runway textures. Look at that runway. That is spot on. All right, we're clamped. Airspeed is alive now to 80 knots.
8 knots, cross check.
Chad, I'm not confident in our V speeds here. I'm not confident in our weight and balance. Man, crosswind or something. I have a hard time maintaining the center line. V1, rotate. Oh my goodness. Taking off in a thunderstorm? Positive rate, yeah. Look at that crab. No wonder I couldn't maintain center line.
Gear up, lights out.
Nav track. Bank angle check to the right. Bogota traffic, copy anchor 357 off 14 left, 9,200 in the turn. Southbound, Bogota traffic.
Bogota traffic, copy on 3652. Taking off 14 left, will be on the side outside the booking.
9,000, 10,000, and VNAV. Okay, yeah, we are taking off in a thunderstorm. All right, FMS Eeper. Hard IMC, that's what I wanted to do on this scenic departure. Lower the nose a little bit here. 205 max, which is bug, 205. Man, she's having a hard time speeding up. Outside air temp still plenty warm. No need to worry. No concern for icing. I will say it does hand fly pretty nice. Hand flies pretty nice. All right, clean it up here. Flaps up.
Flap 0.
Slats to go.
Bogota traffic, copy on 3652 in the right hand turn out off 14 left, spreading facilities southwest.
Slats for track.
All right, slats for track. We're gonna have to take off checklist. Probably should have the ignition going for this one, huh? Jim, could you get the ignition, please? Oh.
Bogota traffic, Republic.
Goodness. Settling down here a little bit. All right, so we're FMS Eeper, we're nav track, we're in a VNAV climb. We'll let them know we're at a sterile. Accelerating our cost index climb out speed. Looking for about, we'll say just under 300, 295. Man, somebody should have checked the weather before we took off. Yeah, I'm going down the runway. I'm like, why am I requiring so much left rudder? I thought my right brake was stuck. Alright, we'll get her straightened out here. That looks pretty good. I mean, she's trimmed out. I mean, trimmed out, it flies like a dream. There's no question about it. Alright, autopilot engaged. FDAP1. What are you doing? What are you doing, autopilot? Pushing up so rapidly there. Might be some simisms going on there with the autopilot engagement. Put our noise canceling headphones back on here. Remember, fellas, even though if you want to mix and matches by controls like a crazy person, they don't ship with random mismatched levers. Listen, Blackbird, if you would just label the levers so I know which ones are which, everything would be all hunky-dory, man. The 777 levers actually double quite nice as MD-80 levers. That I must say. Okay, we're stabilizing now. We're looking good. Now, unfortunately, the ortho out here at Boca Towers, Columbia, is not the best. So we're going to see some clouds. We're going to see some weird things going on with the ortho. That's just part of 2020 and 2024. Need that Columbia update. Now, 32 seems pretty aggressive. Why don't we amend that and make it 28? 280. Let's come back in here to our cruise page. We're going to change our cruise to flight level 280. We'll execute that. Magic barrel ref is set 2992 across the board once, twice, and thrice. Jeez. All right. Smoke him if you got him. It's always more work than I anticipate. Not to mention, I just dropped prices across all my full control packages. All right. Well, with the announcement of the 777 whiskey being out now, these are the 777 levers from Blackbird. So they are fantastic. Highly, highly recommend if you're looking for a Bravo mod. Put you guys back on the full screen cam here. Pull up our map page over here for our flight tracker folks. Want to track the flight. Following the flight, man, we got a little conga line. We got at least 3 aircraft and headed out down to Pasto. That is the view we want right there. All right, I missed a ton of chat messages. I apologize. I was trying not to ball up that MD-80, especially with PMDG watching. Can't be doing that. The 727 levers work great with the MD-11. That is true, AJ. And here, if you get 2 727 sets, you can fly the 747. Or you can get the RJ85 levers, fly the RJ85, 146, and the 747. Jeremy says, I can't believe you're back in this airplane. Jeremy, I have a love-hate relationship with this bird, man. The textures are awful. I shouldn't say awful. Let's be real clear. When Leonardo first released the MD-80, the textures were ahead of its time. It was some of the best texturing we had. In fact, the wing texturing, it doesn't hold up in 2025 standards anymore. My eyes have adjusted. But when this first released, this was one of the best textured wings that we had in Flight Sim. And so I know Leonardo is capable of doing fantastic texturing. And they've already stated that they're going to be doing new textures and sounds on this airplane. So they're going to bring it up to 2025 standards. But yeah, Jeremy, with the FT Sim sound pack, it's flyable for me. Without the FT Sim sound pack, I feel like I'm in a quiet room, with 4 padded walls. So I can't fly it without the FT Sim. But now that FT Sim works in 2024, I fly it and I enjoy it. The systems are there. It's such a unique airplane. It's such a unique airplane to fly because it does everything so differently. Speaking of differently, do we pressurize the cabin properly? Cabin's actually descending, so That's why. Ooh, is there a restriction here? There is. Out above 20. DNAV level here at 20 for the restriction. But get it working in 2024, Jeremy. It's fun to fly, man. Will you guys fly the Just Flight Falcon 100? Oh, Paulos, I cannot wait to fly the F100. F100, F70. I love flying the F28s around. Nobody likes to watch it, but I love flying them. But that's just the only reason you don't see them too much on this channel is because, I mean, it is statistically, in my analytics, it is the least viewed, least watched, least liked videos that I do. And I would put the Fokker in the top 3 or 4 airplanes that I fly just in general. So it's unfortunate. But I think the F70, F100 is going to be very popular. I may CFMs, but they screamed as I thundered down the runway. Always a pleasure to hear the Phoenix after some time away. I know, Zippy. Isn't it awesome when you get back in the Phoenix? After flying everything else, you're like, back in the Phoenix. Back home. Why is my window shade closed here? I don't like that. It's so bizarre to me. People turn in for you, not what you're flying. Yes and no, Andy B. You know, I appreciate that, but I think a lot of people tune in as well just to see what's going on. Like they want to see what airplane I'm flying. They want to see how's it, you know, especially if it's a newer release. Maybe they're on the fence about buying it or something. How do you set realistic viewpoint in sim for aircraft you don't fly IRL? I just set the viewpoint where I think I would sit. I will say, by and large, most default viewpoints are too low. The seats are too low, so you got to raise the seat up a little bit. Like a lot of the default views, I feel like you're sitting down below the glare shield. Like, yeah, you can't see anything. You got to raise your seat up. All right, let's just pull open for 28. Or push it. 28. VNAV climb, up we go. Vodka, you barely cut out. Man, 1-4 left, that big mountain there, it's freaking wild. You might have clipped some lights. Yeah, the A300B4, I'm super excited for that one too. Appreciate you, Zach. Speaking of the appreciation, if you guys are appreciating this video, do hit that like button. Friday night flights. It took a little longer than I wanted to getting out of Bogota. We'll see if we have enough time to return back. I'm not fishing tonight, so we're going to do our Friday night flight in the Starship. I'm thinking Grand Cayman to Miami. What do you guys think? And I'm thinking we go to Miami International. Because if you own a Starship, you probably don't care about landing fees. You're probably just going to go to Miami International. You're probably not going to go to the executive. So I think we take it straight into the heart of Miami. MIA. Grand Cayman to Miami. All right, so the stream is scheduled for 5, I think. We'll run the sim time forward 2 hours. So it'll be 7 p.m. Oh my gosh, Captain Cavu. Yeah, I was wondering why my seat's vibrating. Thank you, dude. Totally spaced. And actually, we've got a lot of things to do. These off, these off. We just kind of left everything. I had the trans pump off. We can go low on this, right? All right. 22 to 26. It seems like it's smoothed out. Seatbelt signs are coming off. That's a beautiful shot right there. Any Builds just came out with a teaser for an F406 Caravan too. What? For real? MC dropping 5 gifted subs. Thank you, dude. Really, really appreciate that, man. The 5 gifted subs from MC. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I need a Captain Cavu. I need a vibrating. What do they call that? Like that thing you can put on your seat and it vibrates your seat. That's what I need, man. Sunset time down here is 8:14 p.m., so timing should be perfect. Excellent. If you own a Starship, not only did you fly out of Miami International, you also request a low pass over the runway to make sure everyone saw you take off. No, not a vibrator. What is the butt shaker? That's, that's what the butt shaker. That's what I was thinking. Why is my window closed? Like dynamic window shades on this? Is it livery dependent? I have a beautiful window view right here, and my window shade is closed. We're simulating people who book window seats and close the window shade. Butt kicker, that's what it is. Butt kicker, yes. So about the vibration seat. So I was doing a recurrent line check, or not a line check. It was in the sim. I was doing a recurrent a little loft, or whatever, and we're going Vegas to Burbank, just a short flight, and we're climbing out. And I don't know. I've played the game before. I know what they're trying to do with turbulence and whatever. But I felt the sim vibrating. So I thought, oh, well, we'll just keep the flight attendants seated because they're simulating light turbulence. And then the check airman debriefs me. He's like, why didn't you turn the seatbelt sign off? I'm like, well, it was turbulence. He's like, no, it wasn't turbulence. That was the landing lights still extended. I'm like, oh, well, sim does a really poor job of emulating the landing lights. It does try, though. You definitely can feel it in the sim. But yeah, the lights out have a very distinct vibration. I don't know what's going on with my ortho right now. Ortho, like the LOD in Sim Update 2 is super interesting. Somebody said if you go out to this cam first, there you go. If you go to drone cam, I think it's just bad ortho down there on those mountains, really. But if you go to drone cam, it actually makes the ortho better right now. In the turn. I mentioned it yesterday, but there's 2 Starships registered in Texas. You should find a way to meet the owners and get a flight. Yeah. That would be something. TMB is way outdated in the sim. The taxiways have nothing to do with the real thing. I would know. I trained there. Oh, real Brian. All right. Stay away then. We shall stay away. Ugh. I want that window view. Gosh, dang it. We'll just stick with this one for now. Good morning, Zachary. How you doing, man? Good morning from Korea. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Zachary. Happy Friday, sir. Ed E, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. MC349, the 2-pound super sticker. How's it going, bud? Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. What's supposed to be career mode ready to virtual? What any builds is talking about? Wait, I gotta look this up. We can watch an any builds trailer on YouTube, right? That's not copyright, is it? Let me see. What? Hold on. Oh, it's a 13-minute video? Okay, well, we can't watch the whole thing, but... let's take a little peek at this. I'm going to turn our noise-canceling headphones on to high. Got our Bose A20s on the high, or Bose Pro Flight, excuse me. F406 Caravan 2. I've never flown one. That is a unique looking airplane. It's if a Beech 99, a Cessna Caravan, and a Cessna 402 had a 3-way baby, you'd end up with this thing. This actually looks pretty cool, though. Oh, we got the best sound in aviation. Changed my mind. PT6 startup. Oh my goodness. Speaking of, PMDG Beech 99 win. Love you too, MC. Thanks for the 2 pounds, man. Appreciate you, dude.
The F406 Caravan, the workhorse of any fleet.
Oh, you can't see it? Oh my gosh. Sorry. I have the window off. start it over. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. Sorry. Yeah, look at this. A Beech 99, a Caravan, and a 402 or 404. That's so unique looking. Microsoft Hot Start TBM win? Yeah.
The F-406 Caravan, a workhorse of any fleet it finds itself in, and trusted by pilots across the globe.
Crazy.
From carrying cargo to remote airstrips, to flying passengers in and out of tight locations, this aircraft is known for its versatility and longevity.
It's got the tail of
Many
a
the
Beech
originally
99.
built aircraft still in operational condition today. Take a look at Matthew's visit from the Eni Builds team to RVL Group at East.
So they actually went there, looks like.
Equipment we've had.
Look at that. I mean, I want to see it in the sim more. Oh, it's just him talking about it. Is this the sim panel or? Oh, that panel looks pretty good. Flight deck experience. That's pretty clean, man. Is that in the sim? Yeah, that's way too clean, but that looks nice.
We do have weather radars on here, but they are.
I mean, the one they looked at was clean too. That's pretty good. Get some panel mod in there.
Quite a new concept at that time, and so we've always got into the pilots that the thing to trust is your
Like a
eyeballs.
turbine Piper Chieftain, a little. Well, that's not quite, man.
It's really tricky to manage that.
A turbine Piper Chieftain is called a Cheyenne. They actually have those. They actually have those, Dale. They actually had problems with wings falling off of them. I actually, when I was flying freight, when I first started flying freight, I was in the Chieftain, and I would park next to some Med-Air guys that flew medevac, and they were all in Cheyennes, which were PT-6 powered Piper Chieftains. Pretty neat.
Far when you're flying.
Gosh, that is so. I mean, that is a. I mean, it looks more like a Beech 99 than anything. It's like a Beech 99 and a Cessna 404. Child.
Nice days. It's quite.
I don't really see any caravan. The only caravan, I don't really see any caravan in it now, to be honest with you.
Fly and the autopilot's really good. VFR. It's
The pod even looks more. The pod even looks more Beech 99ish.
Airspace comes up quite quickly, and I don't think UK airspace is generally designed.
That's a
for,
unique airplane, man. I wonder what that thing flies like.
built.
What would the speed? I want to look at the speed tape here real quick. 180. It can't be that fast, I would imagine. I don't think it goes up to 250, 220, 200. I really hope we get rid of this nonsense over here, this Garmin. I hope that's toggleable. Yeah, these are PT6s, man. Very cool. I hope we can get rid of the GPS, though.
That's probably the one thing that stands out was that there was a little bit of lack of
441
functionality.
Conquest. Yeah, that's true. 441 and Beech 99 combo. F406 Caravan 2. Is there a release date for that or anything? That's very unique. Kind of came out of the radar. Wow, we do have weather at Pasto today. Let me go ahead and... What is the Pasto weather calling for? Anybody got a METAR for me? Where's Gus when you need him? Anybody see the video yesterday about partnership with Hart Aerospace? No, I haven't. Stupid question, but why do all small turbines have PT6s? How can a small plane like that have the same engine as a Starship? Well, a couple things have, Apollo. So a lot of airplanes that weren't supposed to have PT6s and then are retrofitted with PT6s, they actually go slower. They're limited for certification for speed. And then sometimes they have structural issues like the Cheyenne and like the Turbine Duke because of the excess torque. But the great thing about the PT6 is it is such a phenomenal engine, and it comes in a lot of different sizes. So, you know, the one in the Starship actually isn't even the biggest size. The one in the Starship is derated down to 1,200, and I think the actual Starship PT6 was supposed to be like 1,800 horsepower per side, and I think it's derated. So you can derate the engine and reduce the amount of torque and reduce the amount of power that it produces and put it in a smaller airplane. So, and then you have propeller at modifications. You can have a 4-blade, a 3-blade. So it's pretty neat, and it's just such a reliable engine for light aircraft that it's. I think that's why it's so popular. I never was worried about power when I was flying with the PT6s. You know, they always were good to me. Now I'm sure there's definitely some stories of them not being good, but I mean, I always felt confident with those PT6s. And I will tell you though, if you don't remove the propeller, what do they call those? Like the bra on the propeller, they will not start. So, just word of warning. They use PT6s on the shorts? Yes, they did, Dale. Yes, they did. METAR for Pasto is 310, 5,000, broken at 200, broken at 2,000. All right, 350 at 6. We're going to land with 02. Yeah, Pratt & Whitney, PT6, Pratt & Whitney. At that point, is it just a weight penalty to derate? It's a little bit more complex than that, Cody. Not necessarily, but because there's actual smaller versions of the engine as well. So if you think about it like this, you have, let's just say you have a PT6A, which can have 3 different durations of thrust. Then you have a PT6B. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. That also has a couple different durations of thrust, but the A is actually physically smaller than the B. So you can have that. It's a lot more complicated, but it's a very customizable, that's not really a good word, tailorable engine for the airframe that you're looking to put it on. The Starship stream is at midnight for you. Perfect. Starship at midnight, man. What's wrong with that? Okay, let's figure this out. So, Pasto is the chart we need, and we got to cross Mercaderis Echo Romeo at 8,000 feet, a max of 230, 8,800 feet. So we're actually going to cross it at 9. We're 40 miles from top of descent. So I'm actually going to do altitude hold or clamp, altitude hold. Wait, why is it in clamp? I guess that's right. Or is it supposed to stay in VNAV level? I guess it's VNAV level. I thought I was supposed to get altitude hold. Look at the mountain to my left. What's to my left? I don't see a whole lot, but clouds. Pilots for pause. What's going on, man? Welcome, Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board. Just wait until you see how many different aircraft types have the CF6 family to fit to it. A lot of clouds, man. A lot of clouds for me. Could you try the CSS-73? No. Not at its current state, and I'm not interested in 2020 at the moment. Or really ever again, to be honest with you. I've got about 400 gigs of space I'm just waiting to hit the delete button on. Because what happened when I reinstalled Windows, it actually kept my community folder because it was on a different drive. So it kept my community folder, it kept my official folder, but the game itself is deleted. So I have all my add-ons still, but I still have to reinstall the sim. I don't even know why I haven't just installed it yet. But. All right, here we go. We're gonna go direct MER, execute. We're navin. We'll set 10,000. It stays in VNAV level. Okay, so this might be a bug then. Watch when I change this. Okay, no, it's not doing it now. Good. Sometimes I think something's going on with the sim, because sometimes when I scroll the altitude knob, it starts to descend even though it's in VNAV level. And I noticed this on another airplane too. I can't remember what was it the Saab? The Saab, not the Saab, the ATR. ATR is doing the same thing. It's kind of weird. All right, direct to Mike Echo Romeo. That says between 12 and 14. No. Really? I guess let's change that. Let's make it a hard 12 then. Let's make this a hard 12,000. Alright, hard 12,000, 10,000 at 409. If we look at 409, that's also at 10. So, okay, good. Alright. We're looking good. Now, as far as this approach is concerned, this is the RNP-02, which technically we're not legal for, but we're going to do it anyway. RNAV. Minimums, straight in landing 6,300 on the DA. 6,300. I'm going to set that right here. Which 6,300 is actually 342. 342 on this decision height. Yeah, weather is showing some precip. I'm feeling less and less confident about the choice of flight today. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign on now. Seatbelt sign is coming on. Looking at performance for landing, SKPS. Landing weight, current weight right now is 113. Let's just call it that. 113. Enter that. OAT 16. We'll call it wet. Good to medium. We'll go good to medium. Flap 15 and 40 is what we want. 1540, 3035 reverse, yes. OAT 16 at 5 knot, auto brakes manual, calculate. Actual landing distance 6,500 feet, factored of 7742. Considering the runway is about 7,000 feet long, might get a little bit spicy. So we're looking at a 217, 172, VREF of 129. VREF of 129. This is saying 126. We'll bug 129. 02 is 7136 feet long. Sounds are coming up. Godspeed. Here we go, Chad. You're doing the Loke circle to land? Why would you do the Loke circle to land? We're doing the RNAV. Way cooler. I would like to see the Pratt winning on a 320 and a 330. That'd be interesting. Wingnut's here. Weren't you taking the day off from streaming? Well, I was Wingnut, but then my buddy's like, well, I don't really want to fish tonight. He's got something else he's got to do. So I was like, well, I guess I'll stream. I was hoping I'd stream right over Little Sim, you know? But you weren't live, so. Joining late, love me a good pasta stream. What's up, Tyson? I got myself a Mazapan latte today, my friend. A little Mazapan latte situation going on. The only thing I don't like about it, you said Mazapan's like a candy or something, right? There's peanuts. Is there peanuts in it? So when I drink this Mazapan latte, they have like crushed peanuts in there, and I guess sometimes the peanuts get stuck on my throat. Phrasing. Kind of like Butterfinger without the chocolate. Exactly. Yeah. What is this safety and concern culture? This is V1 Nation. Precisely. Precisely. OAT is 17C. Going into the rain and precip again. I'm starting to get a little concerned, Zippy, I'll be honest with you. FMS idle thrust. We're ripping down here at 320 knots. This is not recommended. Hold on, did the schedule alert just go off? Did. Oh wow, look at that breakout though. Alright, Magic Bear F 3014 is set. I'm going to go ahead and do some speed intervention here. Because I'm slightly concerned with our indicated speeds. Alright, we've gone to vertical speed. We're going to wind that up a little bit. Let's go vertical speed 2700. Speed brakes are out. I'm trying to dial it back down here a little bit. We're dialing it back. There's all first flight deck. We're going our initial descent down into Ponce. Just a word of caution, the seatbelt sign is on. I do suggest that you fasten that seatbelt low and tight across your waist as we're doing an RMP approach that this aircraft's not capable of. Current ceiling and visibility is below the minimums, and I'm unfamiliar with the aircraft, but have no fear. We'll get you on the ground safe and sound. Welcome to Ponce. Captain Canada's in the house. What's up, man? Finally caught a Friday stream where I'm not out at the farm. Oh, great. I'm probably going to crash it now, too. We're going into Ponce at below optimal conditions. I should be doing work outside on my little mini farm. But here we are. Team Vodka, you might crash? Yeah, I'd be concerned if I was in the 727 right now. Do I love it, Jaffo? I do. If you can get past, like I said, I'll say it again. If you get past the terrible textures, that will be updated. If you can get past the terrible sounds, which are to be updated, and if you can get it installed without uninstalling your simulator and bricking your entire PC, it's enjoyable to fly. But the thing with this airplane in 2024, if you try to install a livery, I don't know the rhyme or reason to it, but some liveries just do not play nice. I couldn't even load the sim. I had to launch the sim in safe mode and delete everything of the MD-80, and then I could go back to normal mode, and I never put that livery back in there. As soon as I removed the livery, no problems. Can't be worse than the 319 landings yesterday. That thing is a brick. Oh, I do love the good old 319. A brick with wings. A brick with wings, indeed. Well, hold on. You might be in for a treat then. We'll see. I am not very confident in this one. Here comes 10,000 feet. We're still doing more than 250 knots. That's a problem. Speed brake extended. Lights are coming on. Let's see if we can use a little bit of the Chinese speed brake method here. Coming back through 250. We got 9,000 set. Perfect. It's Colombian radar. It's only a couple hundred feet. Here comes Mike Echo Romeo at 9,000. We're actually going to continue the descent. No, we won't. We're going to leave it at 9. We're going to slow down. We're going to come all the way back to 180. All right, speed's 180. We're coming back. We didn't arm the altitude, chat. We didn't arm it. Okay, we're going to arm 8,000. 8,000 armed. All right, we're leveling 8,000. Oh, we went straight to altitude hold. Yeah, she's struggling a little bit, but it doesn't help that we've come down at almost 4,000 feet a minute. We're leveling at 8,000. Speed's coming back. We just passed Mike Echo Romeo inbound.
3662, we're going to be holding over the Mike Echo Romeo VOR at about level 180.
Next fix, PS 409 at 10,000. We're below that. The initial is going to be 410, 8,800 feet, a max speed of 180. So we're looking good. We're actually caught up. We're actually caught up, but we're a little bit out of where we should be. Let me get flight recorder ready. coming back down to 180 knots. Speed brake is stowed. We forgot to stow the... So much to do in this airplane. I love it. I always forget. We're going to stow. And then somebody said they set flaps 15 for landing. I was talking to that one MD-80 guy. All right, let's go ahead and throw the slats out below 200. Slats out, flaps are coming down.
Slats extended.
VPod says I had the same thing happen to me with an iFly livery. Sim wouldn't load, removed it from community, and back to normal. Sim does weird things, man, I swear. All right, here comes 180 knots. We're locked in. Flaps 15. Well, it's actually flaps 11. Flaps 11 set. That looks beautiful right there. Finally catch a streaming again. It's some South America ops. How good? What's up, Dylan? Good to see you, man. South America ops are my favorite, dude. They are my favorite. All right, we'll go ahead and throw the vertical cam back on.
Stabilizer motion.
Stabilizer motion. Why are we slowing down? Why are we slowing down? Is clamp the equivalent of throttle hold in the triple? You have to override it here. Our altitude hold, nav track. Not sure why we're in clamp. Clamp is hold.
Also traffic, Avianca 8585.
I just wanted to maintain speed.
13.5 for RNAV 02 Paso.
Select a speed mode. We're in nav. I'm in nav track. I want to be in nav track altitude hold 8,000, and I want to be at speed. I'm still in TA. Huh? What do you mean? Winky? Oh my gosh. Maybe. Yeah, the freaking the thrust management computer. The thrust management computer, chat. That's what it was. I knew something wasn't right. Okay, so here comes PS410. PS410 at 10,000. No, at 8,800. We're below that. Max 180. All right. The final approach point, PS411, max of 150. So now that we got our speed mode working, let's come back to 160. Let's go flaps 15. We've entered the IMC.
Flaps 15.
Coming back to 160 knots. We're at 8,000. We're looking good. 150, and then I'm assuming we're just going to set... We're going to have to set the minimum in the window here, 6,300. So let's dial that in, 6. And then, like, how do I get it to it? Hundreds of feet? So 60. 6,000 armed.
25.
All right, here we go. Radio altimeter is live while we're at 8,000 feet. Is always comforting. Hold the left tab. Thank you. I forgot. Nope, that won't work. That brings up the EFB. I forgot this airplane's key bindings are still in 2009 as well. We're entering some turbulence. Ponce traffic, Avianca 357, 8,000 feet, Papa Sierra 410 inbound, RNAV 02, Ponce traffic.
Caution, terrain.
Paso traffic,
Wow.
Yankee 8585, 5 miles from trail of the MD, going to final approach speed.
Double checker altitude. 411 is 8,800. We're at 8. Chat. I can see the mountain. We're going right over the top. Oh my gosh, this is not recommended. Let's start the recording now. We're 800 feet low.
Terrain.
Nope, let's go around. Toga.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Watch those Eepers.
Just cleared at 357.
Yeah, we don't like that. My Magic Barrel ref updated and it's turned the train database red. Alright. Let's clear you. Clear you. Let's rebuild our automation. We're still at 160. So let's go auto throttle. That's coming on. We're going to go up to 10. We'll go to 12,000. 12,000. IS hold. It's heading select to the left. Alt cap. Coming to the left. There comes 12,000. Speed out. Let's just maintain 230. Just keep coming to the left. Hostile traffic, on the 357. Breaking off the approach, we're, I guess we're climbing through 12,000. We'll take it up to 14,000. We'll recycle over, Mike Echo and the hostile. Bring it up. Flaps are coming in, slats are coming in. Why are we descending now? Why are we descending?
I'll let you know. I'll let you boys know how it is to the ground.
Alright, one climb. Speed 230. Now we're breaking out over the top. Left the slats out there, that's alright. We didn't extend. The slat speed on this thing is like
Hostile traffic, Yankee 8585,
Same.
passing.
okay. That was suboptimal. Let's see if we can't figure this thing out again here. So, I want to make sure she levels at 14. We'll come back to 210 knots. Can I jump out now? Gosh, I smoked the engines on that go around. That's not good. I smoked the engines on that go around. We're lucky we're still alive, Chad. That was no bueno there. Alright, leveling 14,000, I'm assuming. Let's make sure she levels. Let's get back to our legs page. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the index. And we're going to do the RNAV 02, Mike Echo Romeo, execute, legs, and we're going to go direct to Mike Echo Romeo right now. So here, legs on top. I'll actually just do it like this, I guess. Clear it up. No? Direct, next, next, execute, and LNAV. speed. We need to get the slats out again. Gosh, that window is driving me nuts.
Slats extended.
Oh, we have a master caution. Alright, MER 409, 410, runway 02 for the mist. Okay, so we're all back in the box. Going to Mike Echo Romeo. Traffic going to Ponce at anybody over Mike Echo Romeo?
We were in a hold over Mike Echo Romeo at 180. I'm looking at the airnav aircraft at the airnav bridge.
Okay, didn't hear any of that. My box doesn't look quite right either. It has the published mist going out to packet. So Mike Echo Romeo is 215 outbound. Or no, 213 inbound, 033 outbound, so we're basically right on it.
50 miles. I'm going to try this.
Can I insert a hold here? Hold. Mike Echo Romeo. No, I don't want to hold there. I want to hold at Mike Echo Romeo. Hold that MER here. There we go. Inbound course is 213. Inbound course 213. Right turns. Ah, we got all jacked up. Right turns. Okay, so execute. That doesn't look right either. Oh yeah, it does. 213 right turns. Leg time 1 minute. Let's make it 2-minute legs. Alright. We'll get established in the hold here, 210. Alright, it's kind of blocked by the terrain proximity for the radio. Traffic, you were holding over Mike Echo Romeo, can you repeat?
Yeah, Albianca 3662. We're holding over Mike Echo Romeo at flight level 180. We'll let the RNAV aircraft go first since we can't do the RNAV approach, and then we'll come in on the localizer 20 once you're on the ground.
Okay, copy that, thanks. We're going to do one turn here in the hold, not even a turn, we're just going to do the procedure turn, proceed back inbound. We'll be out of your way probably 5 minutes. Alright, so he's holding at 190. Let's get down to 12. Let's go vertical speed. Let's just creep down here. Vertical speed at 1,200 feet. We're going to arm that too. Goodness. 12,000 arm, speed 210. Ponce traffic, Albianca 357. Entering the holdover Mike Echo Romeo, descending out of 13.8 for 12,000. Will be procedure turn back inbound for a second attempt on the RNAV 02 Pasto traffic.
Hey, Buster, Circuit 646. We're just passing the VOR right now. We're going to try to circle land up to straight in.
Alright, copy that. Alright, so he's already inbound. We'll be fine if we go outbound for our 1 minute turn here.
So traffic, Albianca 8585 is indicating.
What we need to do is, I'd rather have terrain up instead of weather. So if I turn the weather off, because weather not going to kill us.
Republic 1481.
Where's the terrain? Is there a terrain function on this thing? Alright, we're attempting some entry here, it appears. Going down to Waypoint Airport. Fuel check, 3636, 7,000 pounds. Map page. Terrain on. There we go. Okay, so now I got terrain up. Terrain is up. We're descending at 12,000. We're looking good. Man, so I don't know if y'all caught that. What was really cool is, so we had the weather radar depicted. Airbus does the same thing. We had the weather radar depicted, right? We then got a jip whiz, an enhanced jip whiz to a jip whiz, and it automatically populated, and it got rid of the weather radar, and it automatically threw up the terrain radar. And what scared me is when I hit the magic barrel ref key, instead of it being yellow, it went to red. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it. We're going around. So now, obviously, real world, even at the initial, jip whiz, you'd be going around. But sim world here, I tried to stretch it a little bit, and I think we barely made it out. So we're 12,000. We're going to make this turn. We're going to proceed inbound, and we're going to make it 8,800 feet. The problem is I can't scroll in 8,800 feet here. It's only in hundreds of feet or thousands of feet. That is not very cool. So we're going to have to round up and be high. I can't hold tab, Bearded, can I? Because tab brings up the EFB of Microsoft 2024. Oh my gosh, how long have I been muted? Sorry guys. I was talking how long have I been muted? After telling you couldn't, I'm sorry, Bearded Cannon. Yeah, since I dialed an 8800, I was saying, so that's a good way to crash the sim though, because when you hold tab down, it spams the EFB in 2024. But we got it in, so we got it in. We're looking good. And then I was saying we have a whole lot of there was a whole lot of Swiss cheese errors on this approach because I actually misread the altitude for Mercaderis. It's supposed to be 12,000 min. I was looking here 88. I thought this was the hold. So we got a lot of Swiss cheese things lining up. We're 12,000 inbound now to Mercaderis, proceeding inbound. But I was saying that this is how you know the sim is different from the. This airplane was not built for 24 because the keyboards don't line up. Same problem with the DC-9. Remember, you couldn't shut the APU off until it got it updated. So if you switch to 2020 keyboard in 2024, you could shut the APU off in the DC-9. But again, I digress. It's compatible versus like actually compatible. And I can only imagine how much of a pain in the ass it is for all the devs that are trying to do, 2024. Just, speaking to the devs that I know, or really only the dev that I spoke to recently, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work. And I've even heard in the stream with Nick, it's just like, man, the developer tools have been really problematic for the devs for 24. Sounds like a crappy design versus Xbox game. Yeah, exactly. Mech Wolf, what's going on, man? All right. We got one more shot at this approach, chat. What is our alternate? Come on, Sunroof. You always give me an alternate. Okay, our alternate is Cali. I gotta look at our alternate fuel requirement here. Hold on. Cali fuel is 3.4. 29 minutes? Okay, let's just round it up to 4,000. We'll call Cali 4,000 pounds. That's landing with 0 plus, oh geez, plus our reserve. Hold on. So, stand by. It's more than that. I gotta stop the recording. I'll save that as JipWiz Go Around. JipWiz Go Around is saved. It looks like it's clearing up a little bit though. I need to double check the fuel for Cali though. So we need 4,000 plus. Plus. Oh my gosh. We can't round it up. We have to do the math. 34, 73, 28. Chat, we're cooked. 6.3 is our min bug out fuel. But for sim purposes, we're going to knock that down to, let's call it 5.3 because we don't need a 30-minute FAR. Oh gosh. Select heading. Heading select. Let's get going inbound here. Legs.
Up there,
Direct.
646, we're starting our circle land for 02.
Wait, why is it going? Why does it delete the approach? Execute LNAV. Alright. Man alive. We're going direct PS412, which is... doesn't make sense either, but... No, 410, 411, then the radius fixes. Alright. Okay. We're looking good. Mandatory 12. PS409 at 10,000. So... we're gonna vertical speed. We're gonna go to 9,800 at 900 feet per minute. Yeah, I stopped the recording. I'll have it all. What'll be fun is I will. We can watch that replay on no weather mode. You can see how close we got to the mountains. We gotta arm the altitude chat. Speed 210, let's actually knock that back. Let's go ahead and bring it right back to 180 now.
Yeah.
And we will go flaps 15. Would it be easier to return to Skibo if there's enough fuel? There's not enough fuel. Actually, to be fair, I'd have to check the fuel burn for Skibo versus Cali. I'm pretty sure Cali's closer, right? Yeah, Skibo we're burning 57. Cali is 3,400 burn fuel. This is Microsoft 2024, MechWolf. Yes, it is. All right, flaps 15. Why do I have a disagree light? There we go. I think it's because of the dial of flap. Coming down to 10,000. We got this. Ponce traffic. Avianca 357 out of 10,800 inbound for the RNAV, RNP02. We're just about 10 miles from Papa Sierra 410 inbound. Anybody who landed Pasta, you got a bases report?
We'll have it for you in a second on the circle right now.
Roger. Wait, so you're circling IMC?
No, I'm visual.
What's your altitude?
7,800.
Oh, great. Gotcha. That's,
C1 Nation senses.
Alright. We should be able to break out. If we can get down, if we don't botch this approach, we'll be fine. This is our last shot, though. If we can't make it on this approach, if we screw this up, we're going around. We're going to Cali. All right. Let's go ahead and start a new recording.
Traffic Avianca 3662 over Mike Echo Romeo. We'll be inbound localizer 20, circle runway 2. Awesome.
Why is it saying nav? Nav track, altitude hold. 9800. All right, we're 409. Down to 88. Vertical speed, 8800 is armed. Down we go. Let's go ahead and bring the speed back now. This is where we screwed it up. 150 maximum? Max 150 at 411. At 410, we're 180. So we're not to 410 yet, so we're okay actually. Let's go back up to 160. I hate to lower the gear. Let's say 164. I'm passing out the single malt holy holy water in the back. We're gonna need it. Yeah, we are, man. We're gonna need it. That's for sure. We are gonna need that. My yoke is vibrating abnormally aggressively, which is slightly concerning. Let's just go System B on the ignition as well. We'll just
Please stop.
We'll keep the seatbelt sign. We'll keep the no smoking sign off. All right, we're speed 164, vertical speed 410 inbound. After 410 is when we're going to lower the gear and slow all the way up.
Inbound traffic for Pasco. You got rain showers about 2 miles from the threshold that'll block your view.
Copy that, thank you. All right, vertical speed. Gears coming down. Flaps 25. Vertical speed 1600. We're going to pull to arm. I'm actually not going to arm it. We're going down to our minimums now. We said 6300. Which
Flaps 40.
all right, flaps 40 is set. Speed 149 is bugged. 411 min altitude is 8800, and we're crossing it right now. So we're looking good. Probably shouldn't be flaps 40 on this right now either, should I? That's not very comforting.
Terrain.
We know that. We're terrain check. We're in the turn. It's turning. Terrain check. We're going to override that one. We're going to override that one. Why are we vertical speeding down so fast? Chat, we're cooked. Chat, we're cooked. Chat, we're cooked. My yoke won't disconnect. My yoke won't disconnect. We're out of sync. Chat, my yoke is not synced with my yoke is not synced, chat. We're done. We're done. My yoke is not synced with the sim. My yoke is not synced with the sim. I can't roll left. I got no roll left. I got no roll left.
Landing gear. Terrain. 2. Landing gear.
Oh, we're done. Oh, this is scary. We're done.
Landing gear. Terrain. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
I got no roll left, chat. I got no roll left.
Terrain. Terrain. 150. Minimums.
We got dual engine flame out. We're done. We're done. Now my yoke syncs up. We're done. Chat, we're going in. Chat, we're going in. This is it. The first one on stream. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done, chat. We're done. Oh my gosh. I should have brought one more. I should have brought one more holy water. We needed one more, man. I needed one more. Oh my gosh. Butter. Butter from Captain Sim. Thank you, man. That's going to be an interesting one. So, my goodness. Thank you for flying off, Yankee. Why this window view is driving me nuts. That was frightening. Look at that. I mean, that was actually frightening, guys. I'm not even kidding. We had a problem with the go around. I couldn't, when I went to disconnect on my yoke, I couldn't disconnect it, and then my yoke did. Sometimes the force feedback will like resync with the sim, so it resynced at wings level with the yoke like this. So we're done. You know what? Maybe we should have brought the PMDG in here. One might say that was suboptimal. This is not JFK. Oh my goodness. Go for a walk around. Well, I guess, we could technically walk around. We're mountain goating it now. Look, the ortho looks good. But flying around those mountains, that was actually terrifying. Literally. I mean, that was very terrifying. Trying to avoid those mountains. Oh my goodness. Captain Sim, thanks for the $5 super chat. You've used up all your luck from yesterday's stream. Can't keep getting away with it. This is the first one. This is the first real one where there's just too many Swiss holes, y'all. Just too many Swiss holes, and then the niche hardware not syncing up was nail in the coffin. That was it. We've dodged many bullets on this channel. We've dodged a lot of bullets. Or a lot of crashes. We didn't dodge this one. Oh, there no need to be a damage model, man. This thing would be in a million pieces. We went straight into this vertical face. I guess you could see where we were escaping, kind of up this valley here. But there was, I guess I should have gone right instead of trying to go left. But, man, the ortho looks pretty dang good over here, doesn't it? Pete Ski, thank you for the $20. Oh no, chat. Where's it going? Come back. Come back. It's Friday the 13th. You're right. Pete Ski, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. So this is not a good time to gift memberships. This is not a good time. This is not a good time to gift memberships. Thank you, Pete Ski, for a $20 super chat, man. Yeah, we've got the replays. We're going to watch them all. We're gonna watch him. It's still slipping. It's slipping down the hill. Push it. I don't think. I don't know what happens if you try to walk into it. Yeah. I can't push it. Let me take a screenshot. This will be. I'm gonna redo the thumbnail for this video, just like this. Hold on. Well, Barry needs to stand up. You need to stand up, Barry. Debrief items? None for me. Anything to debrief? I think we're good. None from none from Robert Rendazzo. Oh man. No debrief items required. I gotta rotate the camera to actually get it to look semi-level. Let me shift the focus. Alright. Look at that with the No debrief items. We're good. Let's watch the replay. Oh my word. Spurious kablamo. Indeed. After landing checklists. Here we go. Let's throw it back. So, to show you what we're dealing with, well, actually, let's just run through it like this. I mean, I'm actually kind of shaking, guys. Everything was fine. Everything was fine till that final turn. I guess that's why you can't take the MD-80 in the Pasto. Yeah, it's not RMP. Or definitely flaps 40, or, I mean, this aircraft was not equipped with the capabilities. Not IMC. I think if we weren't IMC, it would have been better. But, so here we go. We're in the turn. We're going to break this down. I got to unhook my yoke, though. My yoke is tripping out here. So gears coming out. Everything was... oh, no. This was when we were... yeah, so this is fine. We're barely breaking out. The turn is too wide, I think. The turn is too wide and the descent was too fast. So right about here, I was like, yeah, we're cooked. And then I tried to go around, right? So I tried to go around. But we had issues right here. See, I got no yoke input. I got no roll left. So we couldn't escape to the left. So it's just hard rolling to the right. It doesn't show it right now, but the yoke was like full right. So we got no option but to go right, which is unfortunately the worst direction to go. Oh yeah, thank you. And then there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. We're just holding it level. And I was trying to get... I was going to try to get the autopilot on to re-engage to see if the autopilot could turn left. But I just ran out of clicky fingers. No, those aren't... actually, yeah, the chocks... I think the chocks are still on. But look, I mean, we got so close. Flaps are... We're trying to come up. Gears come up. We... Hold on. I mean, we almost cooked ourselves right here. Look at this. I mean, that is Denzel if I've ever seen it. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. Pablo's house. We just went right by Pablo's house. That is terrifying. It gave me, dude, Mickey G. Dude, I was actually like trying not to scream in the HQ. I'm like, dude, we're hosed. So we avoid Pablo's house. I think this is where I was trying to fiddle with something up here, because I was like, okay, if I can't control it with my yoke, no yoke input, I was going to get the autopilot to try to do like a vertical speed maximum, because I saw our airspeed was up. So I tried to get it to go up. Look at this. Of course, we picked the tallest mountain in the valley to try to climb. if we had just gone to the right, I think at the time, I don't know, I have to watch it in replay, we had less viz than this. We had less visibility than this. If we were able to go right now, the engines are cooked. Engines are cooked. And that's it. There's nowhere to go. Straight in. Everybody's done. That's terrifying. That is legitimately, jokes aside, that is legitimately terrifying. Passenger view. I mean, they over-temp trying to go around. That's when the engines failed. Yeah, trying to go around, over-temp the... Well, it took a little over 6 years. We got our first actual crash. Look at this passenger view right here. And then right here, I think they were out. We're single engine here for a minute. And then this is when we just lost climb performance. We're single engine, and then the second one just cooked itself. And that's it. You're just a glider. No roll control. We're done. Wow. That's history, man. We've never crashed. What about the cannon bailed into the swimming pool? That wasn't like actually trying not to crash. We were messing around with all kinds of stuff at way low altitudes. And so that wasn't legitimately. This one was legitimate. I was actually trying to be serious here for a while. Let me reset the, or serious as you can be anyway. If I turn live weather off, you could see what we're faced with here. Well, I couldn't even roll it, Tyson. That's the problem. I couldn't even roll it. This one didn't count control failure. I'm going with that. I'm going to go with control failure. Because technically, that's what happened. I had no roll control. But see, if we were VMC, and I could actually see where we were going, I would have been able to see our descent rate was way too fast. But yeah, we were descending down into the, I mean, we would have been cooked right here. We needed to shallow out that descent rate. But right here, no roll left. No roll left, and we got to go right. See the aileron full. I've got full left, trying to go full left, but it's just not happening. We're full right. We're full right aileron stuck at full right aileron, even though I'm trying to go left. The runway is back there. We can watch our first one. No, it wasn't hydraulic. So what happened, Vodka, is the yoke was doing weird things in the descent, so I disconnected it. I disconnected CLS to sim so that the airplane would not be because this airplane doesn't necessarily play nice with force feedback either. So I disconnected the yoke to just have it because it was oscillating on that vertical speed. But then when I wanted to go around, I had to reconnect it, and when I reconnected it, it reconnected the yoke as full right when it was level. So that's really, technically, it was a control failure. Technically. Aaron, thanks for the $5 super chat. Let's watch our first one. Let's watch our... we're going to go into the mounts here. Let me load the first go-around. Hold on, let me save this one. I'm going to save this one. I'm going to save this one. This is not the actual replay. This is not what happened. We're just, it's just free falling. Let me do, what was it called? Where was our first go-around? What did I save it as? I know I saved it, but I forget what I saved it as. Here we go. Jip whiz. I normally put the... Alright, here we go. This was our first go-around without weather. So this is when we went around the first time. So, you know what? We actually would have been fine. There's the airport over there. It's over there. and we went around. We actually were looking okay, to be honest with you. But it freaked me out. You go, I mean, that's what we were looking at. Even worse than that. Look at that double rainbow. So we punched out of that one. All right. Well, we're cooked. We're cooked, chat. I will load the last one in. No return leg. No return leg. Sails coming on. We're done. We tempted fate. We flew too close to the sun on the wings of Avianca. Golly, I really wanted to land this plane there. I'm blaming it on the Bruner. I'm blaming it on the Bruner. Because the real airplane wouldn't have been doing all that BS oscillating too. I'm so pissed. Alright, I'll let you watch this one from passenger view. Well, I don't have a freaking window there apparently. Now the weather's clearing up, but I'm never gonna fly Avianca again. I think we're done. I think Avianca might be done, chat. No more Avianca flying in memory of Avianca 357. McAllen, take it easy. All right, I'm done. I need to get some food. I'm too stressed out. Rest in pieces. Y'all have been awesome. Thanks for hanging out. At least I don't know how to sign this one off. I've never signed off with a crash before. So disappointing. At least we have Starship to look forward to, if I recover. I might be so emotionally damaged we may have to cancel the Starship. Who knows? Alright. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, don't do what I did. See ya. Cody, you just saved the night. How did XP272 sign off? I got robbed. Chat, we got robbed. The Bruner robbed us of a landing in Pasto. We got robbed from the Bruner, chat. See ya. That's terrifying. I don't care who you are. That actually freaked me out. Ugh.